To the young men directly, I am speaking to you, okay? You guys are seeing this movement now start to shift, and they're starting to try to do this about face.
Which is fine.
I want you to understand, this isn't because that they've seen the error of their ways. This isn't because they've started seeing you more as human beings and understanding that you guys have feelings and emotions and they just want to start doing right by you. This is not that whatsoever. What's up, world? Welcome back to Cancel Thoughts. It's your boy Better Days here. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's been noticing this trend recently, but it seems to me like there's a concerted effort in the mainstream to try to bring men back into the fold, which is something that I find really, really funny because they've kind of spent the better part of the last 2 decades bashing men and turning men off. So to kind of see them do this about face is something that I find really interesting, and I kind of want to dissect it with this article that I got today. The article is from Variety, and it's titled, Disney's Boy Trouble. Studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men amid Marvel and Lucasfilm struggles. Before I get into it though, guys, I am one day trying to eventually quit my 9-to-5, 40-hour-a-week job and do this full time. But in order to be able to do that, guys, I need you guys' help. And one of the things that I used to do before I even got into the video is I used to ask people to like the video and subscribe before I even gave them a reason to do so. So I found that a little bit like hypocritical. So if by the end of this video, guys, I earn you guys a subscription, just do me a solid and take a couple of seconds out of your day to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot. With that being said, though, let's get right into it. Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty aren't the only ones looking for a prince. Leadership at Walt Disney Studios has been pressing Hollywood creators in recent months, multiple sources tell Variety, for movies that will bring young men back to the brand in a meaningful way. Young men is defined here by sources as ages 13 to 28, aka Gen Z. First, every film studio is looking for better ways to convert young audiences into habitual moviegoers.
First and foremost,
I don't understand why you guys are looking for original IPs when you already own IPs that were traditionally boy brands. So the easiest and most simple thing for you guys to do is to just fix the IPs that you guys vandalized in the first place, because you already have developed stories in them. You just have to be able to adapt those stories for audiences that are actually male instead of trying to pander to new audiences that don't exist in the first place. Number 2, they say they want to turn people into habitual moviegoers. I think 100% that the movie industry is dying right now. I think one of the things that a lot of the popular streamers don't necessarily want to talk about is that Gen Z just doesn't have as much money as prior generations, and they're not really habitually going to be going to movies anyway, because one, their attention spans are really, really short, and it's kind of a little bit more expensive to go to movies and just entertain yourself nowadays anyway. So
the math doesn't work.
If you're then compounding that issue with you guys are turning men off by pretty much calling them misogynist and saying the force is female and really vandalizing IPs that were traditionally for them,
You're screwed.
how are you going to be able to even expect them to want to come to your event or whatever you guys are throwing? It doesn't necessarily make any sense whatsoever. But let's continue with this. Numerous studies show that Gen Z men in particular are a lonely, gaming-obsessed group who were hampered in their formative years by COVID-19 lockdowns. Not the easiest segment to grasp, but what's surprising producers, writers, and other partners in the larger industry is that Disney has been calling for original concepts to lure the demo back to the movies. 28-year-olds weren't really hampered in their development by COVID-19. Yeah, it hurt a lot of people in a lot of ways, and younger generations are going to be suffering for it. But people in the, let's call it 22 to 28 range, their development wasn't necessarily hampered all that much. They pretty much were kind of adults before the whole COVID-19 thing happened. So I really think it's more of a you guys were telling bad stories and it turned them off rather than it was a COVID-19 thing. This is the same Disney whose multi-billion-dollar content engines, Marvel and Lucasfilm, have sated men of all ages over almost 2 decades since the company acquired them. The sources say Disney has been seeking new IP and pitches such as splashy global adventures and treasure hunts, as well as seasonal fare like films for the Halloween corridor. The calls come as the Star Wars machine struggles to produce any film project, and the superhero genre sheds audiences by the minute. The simplest thing for you guys to do is fire the heads of both of these companies. Can anybody explain to me why it is that Kathleen Kennedy still has a job? What this lady has done to Lucasfilm, the way that she has vandalized these once cherished IPs to me. I don't understand how she still has a job. To be honest, guys, I'm going to say this and a lot of people are going to be upset about it, but I don't care. You are either related to somebody or you're fucking somebody. That's the only explanation as to why this woman still has a job, because it doesn't make any sense. You destroyed Star Wars, you destroyed Indiana Jones by basically turning him into a cuck. While two insiders say the mandate to recruit young males goes as high as the C-suite, the task primarily has fallen on David Greenbaum, the former Searchlight Pictures co-head brought on in 2024 to run Disney's live-action films business. That label has been sorely lacking in guy-leaning fare, like the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, for nearly 10 years. All of these people who have been brought in recently, I think this guy came in 2024, so I'm not necessarily going to blame him for it, but everybody that predates that guy should be fired immediately. All those people should be gone. This isn't something where you can just try to bring in new people and try to have them like coincide with the old people that are there and just try to let bygones be bygones. All of these motherfuckers need to be fired and all of them need to be gone. Studio insiders say the property is in active development, though not in its last reported iteration involving Margot Robbie. To say nothing of the lackluster attempt to reboot and hand off Indiana Jones in 2023, which earned $383 million worldwide on a $300 million budget before marketing costs. A Disney source says that movies for Gen Z men are part of an overall strategy across all labels, but no more urgent than any other quadrant. Well, it needs to start being urgent because young men are the major market for movies, especially franchises like Star Wars and franchises like Marvel, which were your most profitable franchises. Young men are the market for that. You guys trying to say that this isn't necessarily an urgent thing? Oh, it's urgent. I've been seeing some of the dog shit that has been coming out of Marvel recently. Yo, before Endgame, you could have asked me anything about Marvel and I would have been very, very invested and I would have known exactly what was happening. Post Endgame, I don't give a shit about Marvel anymore. The only thing that I've liked since has been Spider-Man No Way Home and what is it, Deadpool Wolverine. Those are really the only two good movies that they've come out with, and those are kind of remnants from the pre-Endgame era. Anything new that they've been trying to come out with some of this Captain Marvel stuff, the Marvels, all, man, if y'all don't get the entire fuck out of here with all that, let's continue, and I'm going to probably end it with this final paragraph here. Greenbaum recently hired Daria Kursek, the savvy former Paramount Pictures co-chief, to assist in this effort. Greenbaum is beloved by talent, but has largely existed in the prestige indie sphere, where Kursek shepherded films from franchises like Sonic the Hedgehog, A Quiet Place, and Smile. Some think the push for this demographic is simply Greenbaum trying to put his stamp on live action, yet numerous power players who spoke with Variety see something ominous in the tea leaves. If this lady had anything to do with A Quiet Place 2, I don't know why they would be bringing you in thinking that you were going to solve this problem. But I'm going to leave it there on this article. The one thing that I just want to say is, I know we're talking primarily about Disney and movies here. This isn't just a uniquely Disney movie thing. This is a societal issue. And what I've been seeing recently is colleges are starting to wonder why the enrollment for men is down. The Democratic Party just came out recently trying to re-engage men. Marvel and Disney now are trying to re-engage men. Some of these restaurants are starting to ask, where are all the men? Women in the dating sphere are starting to ask, where are all the men? Why have men stopped dating? This isn't something that's uniquely like a Marvel movie industry type of thing. This is a societal consequence of you guys essentially bashing men for the last 20 to 25 years or so, and men are starting to say no. I'm going to end off this video by saying this. To the young men directly, I am speaking to you, okay? You guys are seeing this movement now start to shift, and they're starting to try to do this about face.
Which is fine.
I want you to understand, this isn't because that they've seen the error of their ways. This isn't because they've started seeing you more as human beings and understanding that you guys have feelings and emotions and they just want to start doing right by you. This is not that whatsoever. This is them understanding that for their bottom line when it comes to Marvel, for women when it comes to dating and getting their dates paid for colleges when it comes to their bottom line and getting their enrollment up, for the Democratic Party in terms of trying to re-engage men in their voter base. This is about whatever is beneficial for them and trying to get you back into the fold to try to do something to help them. They still, by and large, don't give a fuck about anything that you care about. They don't give a fuck about you. And I'm not saying all of this to make you guys upset. I'm not telling you guys to get upset. I just want you guys to go into this understanding these people don't care about you. Once it becomes expedient and convenient for them to start bashing you again, they're going to go right back to doing the exact same thing if it's beneficial for their bottom line.
That being said,
all I can tell you is what I'm doing and what I believe. And what I believe is that consequences need to be suffered. And I'm not saying to inflict consequences on people through violence or anything like that. One of the things that I've been learning as I've gotten older a little bit is that your absence in a lot of places speaks a lot louder than your words. When it comes to a lot of these event spaces that are trying to get you back to come pay for shit while they're having girls come in for free, stop going to them. When it comes to these movies, stop going to them too. When it comes to the political parties, don't vote for them unless they are doing something specific for you and they've outlined the plan for doing that. When it comes to the dating sphere, don't start taking these girls out on these dates just because they bat their eyelashes and they say some words and they want to make you feel good. They still don't give a damn about you.
Trust me.
Your absence in a lot of places is much more powerful than you guys' words. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this entire situation and if you guys notice some of these trends as well. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I really do appreciate you.
If you liked what you heard today, do me a solid and like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really do help out the channel a lot, guys. And if you didn't like what you heard, thanks for allowing me to occupy your time. Consider leaving a comment in the comments down below letting me know exactly what it was that you disagreed with, and maybe we could talk about it. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for pressing play on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.